this is a little bit away from the movie, but this is what we do on Thursdays is we talk about things that are going on in the real world. There's some really dangerous shit in terms of mental health politics.
There is. Jeff, I got to take you on a journey for this because it's going to sound like it doesn't relate directly to mental health, but it does. I want to start with talking about the detention of people who are lawfully in America or whose legal status is still being worked out. Right now, most people have heard about Abrego Garcia, the Maryland father who was deported to El Salvador. These are kind of test cases to see whether or not the administration can detain people really unlawfully. It's happening because the administration is kind of just ignoring the law. They're not doing it necessarily directly by saying fuck you to the Supreme Court yet, but they're doing it in ways that just very slowly erode the rule of law. That's what's happening here. And I think people need to pay more attention to it because in autocracies, in fascist states, what eventually happens, the administration starts to come for other classes of people. They've started with people don't really care about, people who may be in the country illegally and whose status is up in the air, or people who have green cards.
Just to be clear, we care about these people. Josh is making the point that the administration doesn't care. A lot of the people who voted for the administration don't care about illegal immigrants, et cetera, et cetera.
But eventually, they start to come for people with mental health issues over and over and over in history. Once you start detaining people that people kind of overlook, they start to come for the people with mental health issues. This is why this is a mental health issue. You may be white and blue-eyed and male. Hopefully you don't think this way, but think, you know what, they're not really going to come for me. But if you've got mental illness, they eventually do. And we already have RFK Jr., who has floated the idea of putting people with mental health issues in camps, calling them wellness farms, but taking them off SSRIs, taking them off ADHD medications, and having them work for their health, which in no way has been proven to work. Just this week, RFK Jr. has started to talk about people with autism, and they're going to find the root cause of autism.
Right. I'm going to cure it by September.
The number of people who with identified autism has increased, but we think that that is probably because of earlier and better detection and destigmatization of people who are on the spectrum somewhere but aren't fully autistic. And RFK Jr. has come out and said that a high percentage of these people with this disease, which, by the way, in psychiatry, we don't consider autism a disease. It's a disorder.
Right. That's a very important distinction.
Will never work, they'll never be happy, et cetera, et cetera. This language, this kind of language is right out of the autocrat playbook.
Right. I have students who are neurodivergent. They do just fine.
And they're trying to frame people as unproductive mouths.
Right.
That is a drain on society that it should be okay to dispose of.
Right.
And that's why we've got to start paying attention right now.
Yeah, I mean, we needed to start paying attention a long time ago, but it's just awful. I mean, it's really interesting to me that you say that this has happened all throughout history, because then it does become a new kind of a red flag. You know, you're talking about Nazi Germany there. You're talking about other times in history. This is what is done. I love my country, you know, I love my home, but that doesn't mean that I can't have issues with it. You know, and look, they will come for us, Josh, because we have a podcast railing against them.
I want you to hit me as hard as you can.